Jaya ji, we call her JB on set. She's so funny. It was the scene where Dharamji's character passes away, and I'm sitting where I'm sitting and crying. उस scene का two shot चल रहा था where she's looking away and she is telling me jokes. So I think Rocky Randhawa is like the new age. Rocky Rani की प्रेम कहानी is like the new age Gayatri ji. बहुत ही spotty memory है about Akshay Kumar and all these people coming home, and I knew that my house was full of people from the industry and all of that. And my mom was Zeenat ji's body double. थोड़ी सी जो पीली है मैं वो जो 4 लड़कियां है उसमें से सबसे हॉटेस्ट वाली मेरी मॉम है. So Amit ji was her biggest fan. Like he wanted to make her a heroine. He was her biggest fan. Like Rocky Rani was amazing. You know, that part was so good, and that's something that I wanted to say to the world so much कि अभी बस करो. Stop casting me for my body. Start casting me for my work.
Anjali Anand, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Anjali, your new show, Raat Jawaan Hai, that dropped few days ago on Sony Liv, has been garnering a lot of praise. The reviews are very positive, so as the word of mouth. How happy are you with the feedback?
I wake up every day to new audiences that the show has reached, and people are watching, and people from the fraternity are really, really loving it. Like from all walks of the fraternity, even the commercial directors and the directors who don't make a lot of commercial cinema, and everybody who's been watching it, my friends, family. Obviously, they are biased, but everybody who doesn't even know me has been watching it and texting me and reaching out that we just love the show. And I think kudos to Sumit and Khyati and Vicky for doing this and bringing all of us together. And yeah, it's just lovely. I just love the feeling, and I hope it keeps going.
Now, your character Radhika is that bindas girl who doesn't mince her words. People are really raving about the chemistry between the characters of the show.
Yeah.
How relatable was Radhika to you? And are you like her in real life?
Actually, I see myself a little bit in all three characters. I don't think I can be completely like one character. I mean, there are traits of Radhika and me, like how the girl in the park comes and confronts her. I think everybody, all my friends, we were at a screening together, and when that girl came and said, कि आप अपने बच्चे को संभालो ना, देखो ना अपने बच्चे को, and she spoke to me so rudely that they know that there's one thing that I can't take if someone is rude to me. And I'm the sweetest person on the planet, but if someone is rude to me, I will not take it. And all of my friends together turned towards me. I saw everybody's gaze just looking at me, and they knew what's about to come. Like they knew I'm going to give it back to her. So I think a few traits of Radhika I do have, a few traits of Suman I have, a traits of Avi I have. So I think, but Radhika I think is something that I aspire to be as. Like she wears a heart on her sleeve, and जैसे वो बोलती थी ना कि झगड़ा करने के बाद वो खुद ही बोल देती है यार मैं क्या गुस्सा हुई तुझ पे यार. She loved it. She loved that experience. So I think, Radhika is something I'm closest to.
So good to hear that. But the show has many heart-touching moments, and it's loaded with some very quirky one-liners. Without giving spoilers, which is your favorite part of the show or the sequence from the show?
I have to genuinely, comment about the part where Kumud sir, who's playing my father, gives me that one line, which is also in the trailer, so I'm not giving up anything. He says that अपनी बेटी का ध्यान रखते रखते मेरी बेटी के बारे में मत भूल जाना. So I think that is something that everybody has commented on. That scene, everybody has watched it and they've been like, they absolutely loved it, because majority of the people have watched the first episode. We kept a little screening for friends and family and everybody and people from the industry, and that scene really touched people. That is one scene. And then there's one scene which is also the funniest scene in the show, I think, and also really heart touching, is the one from the Zomato guy who comes to deliver the food. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I think that is just a brilliant scene of something that is so deep rooted, something that's serious, but something that's taken in such a funny way, because life is like that, right? Comedy is a little tragedy, and so I think from that big tragedy came a lot of comedy, and that guy just nailed it.
When did you sign this show?
It was last year, October, I'm guessing, end of October. So I think, yeah, it's 1 year, exactly 1 year ago. Yeah, I was shooting for Netflix's Dabba Cartel, and I was also doing Jhalak Dikhla Ja at the same time. And I was shooting for Bantiki at the same time. And this show came in, and it was just like a very Khyati called me and said, "Listen, there's this one audition I'm sending you. Someone has recommended your name, so I would like to see you in this audition." So I said, "Okay." And at 1:30 a.m. in the night, I've gone to my friend's house because I had no time. I had just packed up at 1 and I had to go back to shoot at 7. I'm like, "When do I send the audition?" So I went to my friend's house at 1:30. I'm like, "Give the cues, let's do this." And it something that has to happen just happens, right? So
How has your approach changed about the projects that you want to be part of after the success of Rocky or Rani ki Prem Kahani?
see, it has affected my the Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani has taken me to another level, and people know me now. I don't have to introduce myself. It has really helped me get more work, obviously. But this show, I think people will see me in a different light. They will see that I can lead, a project. I can do much more than be secondary cast as well. And I have no problem with playing secondary cast whatsoever, as long as the part is amazing. Like Rocky Rani was amazing. That part was so good, and that's something that I wanted to say to the world so much. Ki abhi bas karo, stop casting me for my body, start casting me for my work. So that's what something that I wanted to say to the world, and I think that's happening now, because this has nothing to do with my body. Radhika is just Radhika. So every other project that I'm doing now, made me Bantiki, Dabba Cartel, and the 2 more movies that I'm in talks with, nothing has to do anything with my body. So I'm just glad that that message has been sent out. So that's how Rocky Rani helped me, and they recognized me as an artist.
No, you played the role of Gayatri Randhawa, who's the sister of Ranveer's character,
Yeah,
Rocky,
yeah,
in the film.
yeah.
What was the brief that was given to you by Karan Johar about your character?
So, uh, so it was very funny because when I so every time I've done a project in any medium, TV ho, web ho, ya movies ho, the first project has always been about the body. It's like I have to take that extra step to prove myself as an actor. And then people see, oh, she can act also, so we can take her for a part which has nothing to do with the body. So untagged 2.5 kilo Prem Rocky Rani. So I did that in web, and I did that in TV. I had not done that in movies. So I think Rocky Rani was that. And when I got to know about the character, I was like, oh my god, am I going to have to say no to a Dharma film, because I cannot play another fat girl eating burger, having chocolate milkshake character. I cannot do that. It's very, very, very stereotypical, and it's not something that I want to do. And then when Karan sir narrated to me personally, he wanted to sit with me and narrate to me the whole thing, what it is. And I was like, yes, this I would love to do, because this is something that Anjali wants to tell the world. Ki abhi bas karo. Let's stop talking about bodies. Let's start casting people for the way they act and for the talent that they bring. And that's what he said. And he said, I didn't want to cast, he said, I didn't want to cast an influencer. I didn't want to cast a person who looked a certain way. I want to cast an actor that can play this part. And I think him saying that and him taking that big step really meant a lot to me and my career.
So then, what was your biggest takeaway or big learning from Rocky or Rani ki Prem Kahani? How do you look back at the film now?
My biggest learning, I think, was, see, I was just scared that will I even be seen with the cast that was present around me, in the film. I was like, will I even be noticed? I didn't even know if people would remember me when they came out of the theater. But the complete opposite happened. That everybody knew who I was, and even producers were like, before, if we even wanted to cast you, we couldn't put your name out there because they didn't know who you were. We knew you were good, but we couldn't cast you because nobody knew who you were. Now, if we have to cast you, we can just say, Arey, this girl. And they're like, yes, we can take her. So, I had to always take that extra step. But my biggest takeaway is, I think, when I see people like Karan sir and Alia and Ranveer and even Shabana ma'am, I've worked with her in 2 more projects after that. So I think it's just to keep going. The amount of hard work and love and dedication they put into whatever they're doing. I mean, we would go to sleep after a shoot. We would go back home, and these guys would still go somewhere to an event or do something else, have 2 more events, and then come back to shoot in the morning. So I think you just have to keep going. You just have to never stop.
This
So
was
I'm
in
never
Delhi. This was in Delhi.
in Delhi, in Bombay, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. They wouldn't stop. They would keep working.
But then,
Yeah.
how has your equation with Shabana Azmi change since you have worked, like you said, you have worked with her now on two more projects.
Uh, so Shabana ji and I call her Shabs, but Shabana ji and I have become really good friends. She's like, it doesn't even feel like we have an age gap because I joke with her like she's my age, I joke with her like she's my buddy. And was still working with her till 10 days ago. That was my last day of shoot with her. I started working with her in 2021 when we were shooting Rocky Rani. And I was continuously working with her till 10 days ago. So for like 3 years, I've only been working with her because I have two more projects coming up with her. And I am just so lucky to have even breathed the same air as her. It is just, I don't know how this is happening, but it is happening. So I'm just so lucky I have her on call, anything, whenever, whatever I need. And she's just been so lovely. Just to be in her aura is amazing. And I'm just thankful and grateful that I get to be there.
But you of course have worked in TV before coming on board Rocky.
Yes.
Kahani. Were you nervous, especially shooting scenes with Jaya Bachchan?
So Jaya ji, we call her JB on set. And as soon as I met her, she just made us feel really comfortable. And she's so funny. Like, contrary to what everybody believes, she's the funniest person. I spent my most time with her on set because we were in the same family, so we were spending more time together, more scenes together. But she is not a prankster, but she is a lot of fun to be around. Like, she would come on set and everybody would know she's here. She would make a joke on someone. She would, pull someone's leg. So we both would just go and see who was doing what on set, and you would just comment on it, and she would make me laugh in the middle of the scene also. So if it's my scene where I'm supposed to cry and she's telling me a joke on the side, and I'm like, JB, no, I'm supposed to be crying. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to be
Was there
around her.
a
even
scene you
even
remember? Do you remember any scene, especially with Jaya?
yeah, it was the scene where Dharamji's character passes away, and I'm sitting where I'm sitting and crying. She's sitting on a chair and I'm sitting niche near her feet, and we are crying. And that's उस scene का two shot चल रहा था where she's looking away and she has a dupatta on her face, and I'm sitting down and I'm crying, and she is telling me jokes from behind. And she's making me cry and she's making me laugh. And I'm supposed to be crying. And I'm like, JB, don't make me laugh. And I'm supposed to be crying. So yeah, it was just too funny. Yeah, it was just she has this childlike energy about her, which I love. And yeah, she's great. I miss her.
I have to ask you, like you said, Karan gave you the narration for your
Hmm.
role. When we were watching the film, it looks like you were playing an alter ego of Karan Johar with Gayatri Randhawa, who kept reminded about her weight by her family members.
Uh, yeah, in the sense, I wouldn't say completely, but yeah, he has gone through that in his life. And you also see how he has, it has always been about patriarchy, the movies, Kabhi Kushi Kabhi Gum, and all of these family movies that he's made. But he's always gone one step ahead, and he's gone ahead with the times with every movie. So I think Rocky Randhawa is like the new age, Rocky Rani ki Prem Kahani is like the new age K3G. Like how the times have changed, how families have changed, how a sweetu ordering a double frappuccino, double hot dog and a double donut, or tum kya logi, you know all of that has changed. Miss Mimi sitting and having a burger in the movie Dil,
Yeah.
and Miss Mimi ab aapko kiss karengi, and all of those roles that have been so stereotypical for so long. I think that uska kahin na kahin ek finally एक barrier आया है कि अब इसके आगे हम वैसे नहीं जाएंगे, we will do better. So we have just realized कि अभी we need to be represented better, everybody needs to be represented better, men, women, anybody, doesn't matter how they look, what they do. So yeah, so I think he has learned from his own life and he has accepted himself finally, so you can see that change in the movies also.
Anjali, your dad, Dinesh Anand, was also an actor. We saw him in many movies like Gup. He was also in Mahabharata. Would you please like to talk to us about your childhood and your friends that you have from film fraternity?
um Through my dad, I have zero friends from the film fraternity because I was like 7 or 8 when he passed. So I have not seen much of that life, and I wasn't here for most of it. I was born much later than, when he had started and all of those things were happening. But I remember very, very few, like, बहुत ही spotty memory hai about Akshay Kumar and all these people coming home. And I knew that my house was full of people from the industry and all of that. But I think once he passed, after that, there was zero contact from anybody. There was nobody that, even reached out to mom or anything like that. And we were kind of just here in Bombay and nobody knew about it. But now that when they see me and after I finish, I make sure that I never tell them I'm his daughter or anything. I make sure after I've worked with them, I then tell them, by the way, I am so and so's daughter. Like, I worked with Raj Babbarji for something, and it was my first day of shoot with him. I finished half my day, and I told him and Tej Sapru sir that, by the way, I am Anjali Anand. I'm Dinesh Anand's daughter. And they're like, what? And he had like tears in his eyes. And he was like, because they're hearing his name after 23 years. It just felt nice. They said, ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम दिनेश के साथ shooting कर रहे हैं, and all of that. So yeah, there's been no influence of dad whatsoever. This is something I had not seen this world. I don't remember much of it, but I do know that there used to be people at home, and there used to be really important people at home, and my friends used to go crazy for autographs when people used to come to my house to meet my dad. But I have no memory of it whatsoever, nor do I have any contact. So everything that I'm doing now, they're all my friends that I have made through my work and my experiences. And so Shabana ji knew that Zeenat Aman ji and my mom and dad are very good friends. So Shabana ji introduced me to Zeenat ji, and she said she's Dinesh Anand, she's Anjali Anand, and my mom was Zeenat ji's body double. And so all of that. So Zeenat ji remembered my mom, and she's like, "Are you Dinesh Anand's daughter then? If Poonam is your mother?" I said, "Yes." And so they were like, so she remembered everything instantly. So I'm just happy that I'm able to take their legacy forward. Mom was a dancer, dad was an actor, and I'm doing both those things. And I'm just happy to be a part of whatever I'm able. I always thought as a kid that, it's a dream to be a part of this industry, because this is all I ever wanted to do. I didn't want to do anything else. So I'm just happy I'm in the middle of it right now, and I can't wait to see where I'm going.
So then, which are some of the films in which your mom acted in place of Zeenat Aman?
So my mom was a dancer, so you'll mostly see her in all Amitabh Bachchan songs, Rishi Kapoor songs, all, you'll see she's a part of Karz, she's a part of Namak Halal. थोड़ी सी जो पीली है मैं, वो जो 4 लड़कियां है उसमें से सबसे हॉटेस्ट वाली मेरी मॉम है सबसे लंबी वाली. And so Amit ji was her biggest fan. Like, he wanted to make her a heroine. He was her biggest fan. And then she got married to dad and she left the job. But yeah, that's mom. Mama was her body double in Satyam Shivam Sundaram and all those movies. And yeah, so mom also has been a very big part of the industry for a very long time, till she was 20 and she got married to my dad, and then she left working and she stopped working.
You're a total filmy kid. So then, would you like to share any anecdote from the sets of one of your mom film, like maybe Namak Halal or some other film, Satyam Shivam Sundaram?
Anecdote, I don't know, but I know for a fact that Amit ji loved her so much that if you see the name of the heroine in Namak Halal, even in the song he says, "Oh Punno Meri Ja," so he named her after my mom. Oh, because he used to call her Punno. Yeah, he used to love her. Yeah, because she was the only tall woman, so he used to love her.
You wrapped up the shoot of Bantiki in April earlier this year. It's a film produced by Manish Malhotra.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the film at this point?
So I have seen the film recently. I was lucky enough to be there for the screening, and all the cast sat and watched it together. And so I was approached for this film because Manish wanted me to be a part of it, and I said I could not say no because it's his first production. Faraz is directing it, and when I got to know about the movie, it was just so. I have goosebumps even now talking about it, because it is just such a special film. It is something that needs to be said today. It is something that people need to see, but it is made with so much love. And I just knew the feeling of this film when I met Faraz. There's this feeling that this film holds. Like even Raat Jawaan Hai, how it has that feeling of a warm hug. You just feel nice. This film is just magical. Bantiki is just full of magic. So when you watch it, you will just feel like this warm, fuzzy feeling, and you will just it'll just take you to this world of Bantiki, and this different world of this little child and his father. And yeah, I think it's something just magical. Yeah, this movie.
Well, we're looking forward to what you do next. Many, many congratulations for the success of Raat Jawaan.
Thank you. Thank you. It was so nice talking to you.